What if there was a beautiful ballet, an enchanting dance that took place every morning in the skies above us, a dance that held secrets we could not even begin to comprehend? Welcome to the story of the Sylphs Wind Dance. In this enchanting tale, you will embark on a journey into a realm of ethereal spirits who communicate with the higher council through their intricate dance of the winds. Through this sleep story, you'll discover the mystery of the Sylphs, their silent contributions to the balance of Earth, and a grand adventure that unfolded when the harmony was disrupted. The realm of the Sylphs was a realm of exquisite enchantment that lay at the periphery of human consciousness, a world woven of silver threads of imagination and gossamer whispers of the wind. This was a space where reality softened and blurred, embracing the ethereal beauty of the unseen. Nestled within this elusive veil of perception, the Sylphs, elemental spirits of the wind, had made their abode. Every daybreak, when the world was still caught in the tender embrace of the dawn, the Sylphs emerged from their dwelling, which was as ephemeral as their very existence. Their homes were unseen alcoves amidst the zephyrs, built of breezy whispers and the lullabies of the winds, places that breathed in rhythm with the sky itself. They greeted the new day with a symphony of the winds, a harmonious concert that danced across the air currents, painting vivid, entrancing visuals on the expansive canvas of the sky. Among these ethereal beings, Alizé, a radiant sylph, was the heart of their world. She was a glowing beacon amid the tender mists, her very presence a soothing balm for the winds. Alizé's dance was a manifestation of the subtle balance of strength and subtlety, of authority and surrender. She moved with an elegance that flowed like poetry, her every twirl and leap a verse written in the language of the breeze. Her dance was a story unfolded in the open sky, narrated to all who could understand its rhythm. Alizé's dance was the pinnacle of their daily spectacle, a performance that held the boundless sky in a trance. Every sweep of her arm guided the winds, every pirouette stirred them into patterns of unparalleled beauty. Her dance was not merely a movement, but an act of creation, of sculpting the air itself into art that danced and swirled, capturing the eye of every creature that looked up in awe at the expanse of the heavens. As the slumbering world began to awaken, the dawning sky morphed into a canvas of breathtaking beauty. The first delicate tendrils of sunlight breached the horizon, shy and tentative. As the sun slowly rose, these early rays, pure and unfiltered, ignited the edges of the clouds, framing them with a gilded aura that glistened against the backdrop of the expansive azure sky. It was in this magnificent arena that Alizé, the radiant sylph, took center stage for her daily ritual. The winds, eager to partake in this grand ballet, swirled around her, anticipating the commencement of their dance. At the heart of this ethereal dance floor, Alizé began her performance, a ritual as old as the winds themselves. Her movements were fluid yet controlled, each twirl and pirouette a subtle command to the winds. They followed her every gesture, bending and shaping themselves in response to her dance. They moved together, their dance a story told in motion and gusts, every change in tempo and direction creating a mesmerizing narrative. As they danced, the winds became the storytellers, whispering tales that swept through the valleys, rustling leaves, and creating harmonious whispers among the trees. The stories were echoes of ancient times, an oral history passed down through the generations of the winds. Each story was different, yet they all sang of harmony, of the balance between the elements, and of the beauty inherent in the natural world. Their dance, full of grace and power, etched exquisite patterns into the clouds. These cloud formations were not random or arbitrary, but were the physical manifestations of their harmonious ballet. Their dance created spirals, intricate arabesques, and delicate curls in the otherwise unassuming clouds, transforming them into celestial works of art. From the humblest blade of grass to the loftiest mountain peak, every creature on earth paused to witness this spectacle. They gazed, entranced, at the grand theater of the skies, silently appreciating the harmonious ballet of a sylph and the winds. This beautiful spectacle was their gift, a testament to the interconnectedness of all life, a reminder of the magic that could be found in the dance of a sylph and the winds. The phenomenon of Alisé's wind dance was more than a spectacle to the humans. It was a mystical event that unfolded in their skies, an exquisite enigma that sparked awe and wonder. Over the generations, the intricate ballet of the sylph and the winds became ingrained in their tales and folklore, transforming into stories that wove through their cultures, knitting communities together. Yet, despite their efforts to decipher the dance's purpose, the true essence of Alisé's performance remained elusive to human understanding. They saw the celestial ballet as part of the whimsical rhythm of nature, an artistic display of the wind's capricious moods. They marveled at the patterns that decorated their skies, but failed to recognize their profound significance. But within the ethereal realm of the sylphs, these dances were far more than displays of elegant grace. They were, in fact, a purposeful and intricate celestial communication system. Every swirl, every spiral, every nuance of the wind dance carried with it a coded message, an intricate lexicon understood only by the elemental spirits. These messages were intended for the Ethera, the high council of elemental spirits who held court in a realm that existed beyond the seventh sky, a place of such profound tranquility and balance that it seemed almost untouched by time. The Ethera were the custodians of the balance of elements, guardians who maintained the harmony of the universe. The Sylphs, through their wind dance, conveyed the health of the earth to this council. The patterns in the clouds were a report, a status update on the condition of their element within the earthly realm. Every dance was an assertion, a reassurance, or a cry for help, indicating whether the balance between the elements was maintained or disrupted. Thus, what humans admired as a whimsical spectacle was a deeply purposeful dialogue, an urgent discourse on the state of the world. It was an ordinary morning when Alizé embarked on her routine performance, her form radiant against the backdrop of the ascending sun. But as she lifted her arms, summoning the winds to join her in their dance, she felt a tremor of discordance sweep through them. It was a sensation that had never infiltrated their dance before, a harsh, grating vibration that was foreign to the normally harmonious whisper of the winds. The breezes that usually twirled around her like loyal partners now felt offbeat, as though they were dancing to a different rhythm. A sensation of unease spread through Alizé, a vague foreboding that something was not right. This feeling was unlike anything she had experienced before. It was a distress signal that seemed to reverberate from the core of the winds themselves. As she attempted to carry on with her dance, the winds began to show signs of outright rebellion. The playful zephyrs, once obedient and harmonious, now refused to mirror her movements. Instead of flowing with her, mimicking her elegant patterns, they began to move against her, turning her gentle dance into a battle against unseen forces. The winds whirled and raged, their calm demeanor replaced by a violent frenzy. They twisted and contorted, no longer creating the graceful patterns Alizé was known for. Instead, they warped the messages intended for the Ethera into chaotic symbols, obscuring their meaning and making them unintelligible. This was not merely an act of disobedience, It was as though a strange sickness had taken hold of the winds. Their behavior was erratic, their movements uncoordinated. Their balance and harmony with the Sylphs, usually as natural and seamless as a bird's flight, was disrupted. The once gentle breezes were now tumultuous gusts, their illness evident in their wild and uncontrollable demeanor. This was a crisis that threatened not just the dance of the Sylphs, but the equilibrium of the elements themselves. Despite the sudden rebellion of the winds, Alizé, ever the beacon of determination, refused to succumb to panic. Her heart pounded like a drum within her ethereal chest, resonating with a steely resolve. Drawing on every ounce of her strength, she threw herself into the storm, her every movement a desperate plea to the winds to return to harmony. Her dance transformed from a symphony of elegance into a display of sheer willpower and courage. Her movements became more pronounced, each twirl and pirouette filled with a fierce urgency. The whirl of her translucent skirts became a blur against the tumultuous backdrop, her arms cutting through the gusts like a dancer refusing to leave the stage. She attempted to regain control of the chaotic winds, her elegant steps morphing into defiant strides. She bravely navigated the rebellious gusts, trying to direct them back into their normal flow. But it was like trying to tame a storm with a melody. The very element she had lived in harmony with was now beyond her command. Despite Alisé's relentless efforts, the winds continued to devolve into further chaos. They whirled around in a violent frenzy, their once elegant patterns transforming into chaotic swirls. Their disobedience was a stark contrast to the serene canvas of the sky, marring its tranquility with their uncontrolled movements. The skies, usually a beautiful mirror of Alisé's elegant dance, now reflected a pandemonium of disorder. The quiet whispers of the breeze had morphed into roaring gusts, the gentle ballet of the winds now a cacophony of chaos. Alisé's struggle against the winds had become a poignant display of a sylph's determined fight against the disruption of nature's balance. The winds continued to roil in chaos, turning the once tranquil skies into a battlefield. Realization dawned on Alizé, her ephemeral heart heavy with the weight of her duty. The well-being of her realm, the balance of the winds, and the fate of the earth below, all hinged on her. The severity of the situation was undeniable and called for drastic measures. Summoning her courage, Alizé made a monumental decision. She would journey beyond her realm, through the turbulent layers of the cosmos, to seek the Ethera's wisdom. It was an unprecedented choice, for the journey to the Ethera was known to be fraught with perils. The path led through tempestuous storms that roared with untamed fury, cosmic anomalies that disrupted the fabric of existence, and zones of elemental turbulence that could easily tear apart an unprepared traveler. Yet, Alizé was undeterred. With the fate of her realm resting on her delicate shoulders, she braced herself for the arduous journey ahead. The usually vibrant Sylph was now a figure of solemn determination, her radiant form a symbol of unwavering resolve. Her heart echoed with the chaotic discord of the winds, serving as a stark reminder of the task at hand. Her decision had been made. The Ethera were her only hope. They held the ancient wisdom that could decipher the wind's strange sickness and perhaps restore harmony to her realm. With a final glance at her disarrayed skies, Alizé steeled herself for the treacherous journey, ready to brave the cosmic storms for the survival of her world. It was a moment of historical significance, a turning point in the chronicles of the Sylphs. Until then, the Sylphs had always communicated with the Ethera via their elegant wind dances, sending messages etched into the clouds. However, the severity of the situation demanded a break from tradition. Alizé, the embodiment of her people's strength and resilience, was about to do something no Sylph had ever done before: communicate with the Ethera in person. With her determination etched on her ethereal face, she took a moment to gather her strength. The winds around her swirled in turmoil, reflecting the upheaval that had disrupted their harmonious existence. But within Alizé, a resolve was steeled. She was ready to brave the path that lay ahead, to face the unknown for the sake of her realm. And then, with a breath of courage, Alizé dove straight into the eye of the storm. It was a bold move, diving headfirst into the tumultuous vortex that the winds had become. Yet it was the fastest path to the Ethera, a straight course through the chaos towards the tranquil realm of the seventh sky. Alizé, a radiant silhouette against the churning tempest, cut through the turmoil with steadfast resolve. The harsh gales tugged at her, their chaotic currents attempting to divert her path. But Alizé remained unwavering, her sight focused on her destination. She soared through the treacherous atmospheric layers, heading towards the elusive realm of the Ethera, a Sylph on a mission to save her world. Alizé's arrival in the realm of the Ethera was met with surprise and astonishment. It was the first time a Sylph had crossed the thresholds of their celestial council, a place where the fabric of the cosmos was woven with threads of ancient wisdom. Her presence, a symbol of the dire circumstances, sent ripples of concern through the serene atmosphere of the council. With the weight of her realm's fate heavy in her heart, Alizé stepped forward. Her voice, usually as soft and melodious as the gentlest breeze, now rang with an urgent plea. She poured out her tale, describing the rebellion of the winds, their strange sickness, and the chaotic disruption it had caused. Upon hearing her plea, a profound realization dawned upon the Ethera. The disruption was not a simple aberration. It was a sign of a foreign entity causing an imbalance in the elemental harmony. The disruption in the winds was a symptom of a greater affliction, a distress signal from the very core of the elemental matrix. Throughout her plea, Alizé stood brave and resolute, her determination echoing in the hallowed halls of the Ethera. Moved by her will and the gravity of the situation, the Ethera made a unanimous decision. They would aid Alizé in her mission, bestowing upon her a gift to cleanse the winds and restore harmony. Pooling their collective energy, the Ethera reached out to Alizé, the air around them shimmering with the potency of their ancient power. Then, in a surge of radiant energy, they blessed Alizé. The energy flowed into her, a wave of pure elemental force, gifting her the ability to purge the ailment from the winds and restore the balance. The once delicate Sylph was now imbued with an incredible power, a beacon of hope against the storm. Armed with the Ethera's blessing, Alizé was ready to face the tempest and cleanse the winds, her resolve fortified by the ancient energy coursing through her. Carrying the Ethera's blessing within her, Alizé journeyed back home. As she re-entered her realm, the winds greeted her with their turbulent roars, an echoing reminder of the task at hand. The Sylph, now radiant with an energy more powerful than ever before, stood steadfast in the face of the storm. With a deep breath, Alizé reached out to the tempestuous winds. From her palms, a brilliant stream of energy emanated, spiraling into the chaotic gales surrounding her. As the Ethera's power washed over the tumult, a wave of tranquility spread through the whirlwind. It was as if time itself paused, the dissonance in the wind stilled, held at bay by the surge of ancient power. Slowly, the wild whirl of the winds began to calm, the violence within them dissolving under the Ethera's energy. The unruly gusts began to yield, their erratic movements gradually falling into harmony with Alizé's graceful motions. The skies, once filled with chaotic swirls, started transforming back into their serene canvas, and then, Under Alisé's gentle command, the winds began to dance once more. They twirled and spiraled, tracing the elegant patterns guided by the Sylphs' movements. As Alizé resumed her wind dance, her triumphant patterns told a tale, a saga etched in the clouds for all to see. The patterns spoke of her journey to the Ethera, the crisis that had disrupted their harmony, and her eventual victory. The winds, once lost in chaos, now danced to Alisé's rhythm, their disobedience a memory lost in the ether. The clouds gracefully mirrored her joyous dance, the heavens rejoicing in their restoration. As the winds lulled into harmonious whispers, the skies became a testament to Alisé's courage and the triumphant resolution of the elemental dissonance. Her journey was complete, her mission accomplished. Alizé, the Sylph of the wind, had stood against the storm, braved the unknown, and returned victorious. The skies were peaceful once more, ready to welcome the dreams of those below, lulled to sleep by the gentle lullaby of the harmonious winds. And so, as the clouds danced gently in the night sky, the realm of the Sylphs embraced tranquility, a silent salute to Alisé's triumphant wind dance. As you listen to this tale, may you too find your winds of peace and sail into the realm of dreams. Good night.